A while ago, I did a video where I went through every year since I've been alive and said my favorite horror movie that came out in that year. But I kind of like the idea of doing my least favorite horror movie from every year that I've been alive, so let's do it. I do have a letterbox, but I also have this list where I literally just have all of the movies I've ever watched in order by year. So that's what I'm going off of. I was born in 1995, and there's only a handful of horror movies from 1995 that I've seen. Wasn't really the best year for horror movies. My favorite was Mute Witness, and my least favorite, as much as it pains me to say this, is probably Candyman Farewell to Flesh, which is the second Candyman. I love Tony Todd to death, but the movie itself is not very good. Like, we didn't need a sequel. 1996 is similar. There's not like a whole lot of movies I've seen that came out that year. My favorite is Scream. My least favorite is probably this movie called Uncle Sam. It's just fucking dumb. 1997, I can confidently say my least favorite movie from that year was Jack Frost, the killer snowman that comes to life. It's one of those that's like supposed to be a so bad it's good, but to me personally, it's just bad. Movies I've seen in 1998 are all actually very good. I enjoy all of them, but I guess if I had to pick a least favorite, it would probably be Disturbing Behavior from 1998. And I actually do still like that movie, but the ones that it's up against are Bride of Chucky, The Faculty, Ring, Urban Legend, and Vampires. All bangers, all hits. 1999 is this movie called Kolobos. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. Kolobos. I don't remember anything about that movie other than it was just boring. Like, I just did not like it. 2000 is tough because this is another year of bangers. I would have to say, I guess my least favorite is either Hollow Man or Urban Legends Final Cut. I'm probably going to say Hollow Man because that movie is kind of just there. Urban Legends Final Cut is silly, but I think it's at least fun. Otherwise, like, again, movies it's up against are fucking bangers. American Psycho, The Cell, Cherry Falls, Final Destination, a bunch of other good ones. 2001 is a fucking easy one because all the movies I've seen from that year are bangers with the exception of August Underground, which is just absolute fucking guttural trash. 2002 is another tough one because there are a lot of really good movies that came out this year, and I love a 2000s core movie, but I guess if I had to pick a least favorite, it would be Fear.com. All the other ones in 2002, Cabin Fever, 28 Days Later, Dog Soldiers, Ghost Ship, May, bangers. Picking a least favorite from 2003 might send me into a spiral. This is what we have to go on. I love all these movies. If I had to pick a least favorite out of those, it's probably going to be Darkness Falls. A lot of people experienced that one as a kid. I didn't. I didn't see that one until a bit later when I was an adult, so it didn't affect me as badly. 2004 is an easy one. My least favorite is The Village. That's just one of my least favorite M. Night movies in general. 2005, I guess my least favorite out of these would probably be An American Haunting, really because it's just the least memorable out of these. 2006 had a lot of good ones, but also some bad ones, like the Omen remake I don't like, but if I had to pick a least favorite, it's probably going to be Population 436. It's just a very underwhelming, just there movie. Actually, the Wicker Man remake came out in 2006. That might be it. That's a bad movie. 2007 is another one. We had some really good movies come out. I think my least favorite of these would probably be Carved, the Slit-Mouthed Woman. It's a Japanese movie, which usually I love, but this one just, I didn't like the execution of it. It had a creepy ass story and a lot of potential, but no. Least favorite from 2008, this is another one that's kind of easy because another one of my least favorite M. Night movies, The Happening. The Happening's just bad. 2009 could be a couple because there were some really good ones, but some really bad ones. One of which being Dogtooth. I don't think Dogtooth is necessarily a bad movie, but it is one of the most disgusting and uncomfortable movies I've ever watched. It's a movie I will never watch again. It made me feel physically dirty, and I hated everything about it. 2010, I would be insane if I didn't pick a Serbian film. Like, that has to be the one. 2011, least favorite is probably going to be this movie, The Tunnel, which is one of those movies where everybody says it's so good. I feel like I'm the only person on this earth that doesn't like it. It's just so, like, boring to me. Like, just incredibly uneventful. 2012, I think, is one of the best years for horror ever, but there are definitely some bad ones in here, like this shark movie, Jurassic Shark. That was one of the ones I did in my watching bad movies segment. Pretty bad, but it's funny. It's like comically bad. 2013 was another really good year. My least favorite from this year is definitely, without a doubt, Texas Chainsaw 3D. What was that? 2014, there's some movies in here that I like can't even remember what the fuck they were about. But of the ones I remember, my least favorite is probably this movie called The Scare House. It's just like super low budget and silly. 2015 is the year that Shark and Saw Women's Prison Massacre came out. So I mean, that would be the obvious answer. But at least that movie knew it was bad. This movie, All Through the House, which is a Christmas movie from 2015, thought it was good and was really bad. 2016, this movie called Clown Town would be the obvious answer, but then there's this other movie called Therapy, and I don't remember anything about it other than I don't think I even fucking finished it because I couldn't. 2017, there's some bad ones in here, but I'd probably have to go with Jeepers Creepers 3. What the fuck was that? 2018, without a doubt, is this movie called Clown NATO. That's another one I watched for my watching bad movies playlist. And like, even going in knowing it was going to be bad, I almost couldn't finish it. It was that bad. 2019, and again, more movies in here that I don't even remember, but of the ones I remembered, Aqua Slash, and that was like a fun bad. So I'm not even mad about that one. 2020, another one where there's a lot of possibilities, but I would have to go with this movie Horse Girl. I remember watching this during like the height of COVID when I just mentally was already spiraling and it just made me spiral more. It's bad. 2021, another year where there were quite a few bad ones. Sharks of the Corn was really bad. That's another one in my watching bad movies playlist. But then there was this movie called Slapface, and I just remember it being so fucking stupid. 2022, another year, some really bad ones, but the movie I fucking hate that I was so mad at when I watched it this year, The Requiem. And I know I'm fucking saying it wrong, I don't care, but it's that shark movie with Alicia Silverstone. It was so bad. 2023, another year, watched a lot of movies, but probably the worst one I saw is this movie called Forest of Death, another one in my watching bad movies playlist. And finally, 2024, that's another year I watched a lot of good movies. I also watched a lot of bad movies, but probably my least favorite was this movie called Invoking Yell. That might be the movie I hate the most ever, period. Hated it.